they entered this motor without wasting much of our time. Please let's put our hands together as we have our things on the right table. The great artisan, let us put our hands together. Before wasting much of our time, we have been welcome address by the president of this place association, in person of Oyefile Omoyinwa. You are welcome for your welcome address. Let's put our hands together for you. Please, I need a response from you. As national president want to deliver this welcoming address. Please, let's put our hands together.
The representative of the deputy governor. I'm sorry. The minister, the other minister of science and technology and foundation. The representative of the deputy governor. The commissioner of culture. Director General, NRSIT. The provost. College of Federal College of Animal Health Sciences, the representative of the director, IERT, the director of DSS, the elders on the high table, the body of fellows, all chartered members of the Association of Science Laboratory Technologists of Nigeria, students, members that are here, the gentlemen of the press, all protocols duly observed. I want to welcome everybody with great pleasure to this memorable occasion, the 38th annual conference of this great association. This conference is very, very unique, considering the state of the country. I am sure none of us here seated this morning can boldly say that we are proud of the present situation in our country. The harder the government and all our agencies tried, the more difficult and harrowing the situation becomes. I need to say this, we are holding this year's conference in a unique city, Ibadan, to be precise. Ibadan as a city holds some very key and fundamental structures, organizations that were instrumental to the rapid growth and development of the nation decades ago. Entities like the University of Ibadan, Cocoa House, University College Hospital, the Liberty Stadium, and yesterday I was at the Secretariat of the State and I was amazed. These are solid structures. All these entities gave rise to the hope that we have of a better Nigeria. But today, can we say the hope is dashed? We are still alive. There is still hope. What is the solution? The solution is for us to go back to the basic. And the question is, how do we go back to the basic? Science cooperative technology is the basic that Nigeria needs most now. We have found in all endeavors of life, the health sciences, the environmental sciences, agricultural sciences, in the academia, in the research institutes, industries, production, fabrications, mining, geology, on and on like that. I am of the strong belief that this profession if given the right recognition and opportunity by the government of the day, can salvage the country from the present situation our nation is facing. To achieve this set of goals, we have decided to use this conference to set the ball rolling. In case the assignment comes, in case our aspiration comes, and this is why we specifically, determinedly choose the topic for this year's conference, the entrepreneurial role of science laboratory technology in sustainable development for national growth. We want to start by reorientating the minds of our chartered colleagues to the world of science laboratory entrepreneurship, which is the business change of science laboratory. Boldly, I can say that I have members who can salvage our nation from the grip of economic malady. I have members who turn Nigeria from an importing nation to a massive exporting nation. I have the really experienced ones, the averagely experienced ones, and the Gen Z, as they will call themselves, who are fast coming up in the profession. How can the government be of help in this very situation and in our aspiration? Number one, the grant fed must be applied to the rank home. We need to go back to do the needful in the way we structure our academic curriculum. Let all laboratories in all our schools be manned by qualified and licensed technologists, scientists. If we can do this from the secondary school, then the right foundation would have been laid for growth. The fact that he is a biology teacher, a chemistry teacher, a physics teacher, or even an agri teacher does not mean that he can teach the practicals. When technologists teach the practicals, the difference is always very clear. The same should apply to all our institutions of higher learning, the colleges of education, the polytechnics, the monotechnics, the universities, and all other institutions. Secondly, we need to improve the quality of researches that emanate from our institutions and all research institutions. These days, people conduct research just to get promotion, to get academic papers. But I am getting, we in the science world, in the laboratory world, we know that research are meant to improve the quality of life. Therefore, quackery should be stamped out of all our research institutions. That is why we are not getting the right result, because all we want is promotion. Put the licensed technologies there, and you will see that we'll be turning out meaningful researches that will be affecting, improving humanity, not only in our nation, but across the whole world. There are a lot of my members with good initiative ideas for new inventions, constructions, innovations. We need the government to give this set of scientists, technologists, start-up capitals to kickstart their businesses with the initial mind of meeting the internal needs of the nation and can later metamorphose into exporting their products. I was at the university some months ago, and I saw the exhibitions from the students of the SLT department, and I was fascinated with what they have been able to produce from local materials, things that we display, laterite, stones. They brought up beautiful things, hand sanitizer, shelling machine, grinder, security door, alarms from students in the university. I am still standing on it. If we give them the proper chance, entrepreneurship can encourage them. they will be producing materials that will make Nigeria economy to be self-sustaining. Training of technologies is very germane and a good pointer to the end achievement. So the government must make sure that all institutions training LCT must first be accredited by NIST, and then they must allow NIST to carry out a professional duty after accreditation in monitoring all these institutions, ranking them and ranking their laboratories, looking into their staffing. Most of my institutions in Nigeria today are filled with quacks, and that's why we cannot get academic staff. Must be certified and licensed technologists and scientists. Doing all this, we give a sure footing to the glorious tomorrow we are all envisaging. Lastly, to my chartered colleagues and everyone here present, you have been attending conferences, but I need you to pay very special attention at this very unique conference. Be ready to take home new ideas that can become a global business brand tomorrow. Enjoy the lecture, the scientific sessions and syndicate sessions, and all other programs lined up. This is just the beginning of the glorious future for our profession. One more time, I welcome you all. Do enjoy yourself in this great conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, President. Our state is a president. Our Asitor, great our state. Our Asitor, great our state. Yes, we are giving them the beating and wonderful conference for this year. Please can you put our hands together? Thank you very much. In our midst, we have our guest speaker, in person of Dr. Jasi Osu from Federal University of Technology, Oyo Ekiti, FISLE, the former director of the institute. Please can you welcome him to the high table? You are welcome, sir. The technologists to excellence in wonderful technologies for that matter, you are highly welcome. And we are going to enjoy this lecture. I can reassure you that. Then we want our state chairperson to be on the table in person of Mrs. Ruola Everybody, the chairperson of our state. You are welcome, ma'am. One of the brain behind this conference for the year. You are highly welcome, ma'am. Then all the state executives were there to the time we will introduce you. The people from management people from Nigerian School of Science, Laboratory Technology, the management team, you are highly welcome. Starting from Director Bello, right? You are welcome, sir. To Director Olu Officer, you are welcome, sir. Director Pius Goku, you are highly welcome, sir. Then Director Laya, Director of Finance, you are highly welcome, sir. We recognize you, and the team from the NISLT, you are highly welcome. Please let's put our hands together once again. Let's put our hands together. Now we are moving on to remarks. When it comes to the NIT, Nigerian Institute of Science Laboratory, we are welcome for your remarks. Please, Dr. Shas Obaseke, our former council chairman, you are welcome. Please, let's welcome you to the right table. You are welcome, sir. Let's listen to the remarks from our DG.
Yeah. Said that my chairman, the deputy governor of Oyo State, represented here, the honorable commissioner, the honorable minister of innovation, science and technology, represented science, technology and innovation. Our home, Mrs. Ena Omar. The honorable commissioner here, our own honorable Dr. Wasiu Olatuposu, and our own as well, the chief host of this program here. The co-host, the executive director of IRT, Professor Obatolu, that we represented here, and our forefather of the profession here seated, starting from Papa Amotosho, Papa Kaji, and Ajayi, and our speaker, that is Taxi Osu, and the former council chairman that people beside me here, and Charles Obaseki, and the secretary of Asuton that are also here, and of course, my national president, my distinguished members, most importantly, the fellow of the institute that are seated in the middle here, and the inductees, they are seated that will move from the association to fellowship. That is the highest rank of the profession, the members of the institute, and of course the student masters, the gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. I am indeed glad to be invited to be part of this important conference of country workshop that is organized by the Asuton. You may have seen our last conference was held at the University of Abuja. And today, the conference is being held here, Federal College of Animal Health and Production Technology, Mount Plantation, Apata here. On behalf of this management, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Almighty God and welcome you sincerely to today's 38th Annual National Conference. We express our gratitude to our illustrious governor, His Excellency Governor Seyi Makinde, who is represented here by my sister, at least for them to give us approval to hold the conference here and provide a healthy environment in terms of security, and also the give us all it takes for us to organize this conference here at Mount Plantation, Apata. We sincerely also express our sincere gratitude to the Honorable Commissioner of Culture and Tourism, Honorable Dr. Wasiu Olatuposu, who supported us to have this program like streaming. People in London that watch us live, he donated this without collecting cover from us. The invited speaker, guests, and those committee, you are highly appreciated. Most importantly, the chief host, he also gave us this call without collecting dining from us. And he also supported our gala night of tomorrow, that are otherwise called scientific gala night, where people is going to stand technologically on culture. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my hope that this year's conference will bring out its desired objectives in providing an effective forum for science laboratory practitioners in the area of entrepreneurship, to create wealth and job opportunities. It is important to recognize those joining us virtually and those in attendance in this hall. You are looking forward to the presentation, discussion, and resolution now at this last conference. We can say boldly and look to the future with cautious optimism powered by progress in necessary policy formulation for national development. As we come together today with the team entrepreneurial role of science and technology in sustainable development for national growth. The issue that will be raised at this conference will reiterate the thought that it's vital to ensure sustainable entrepreneurship among the practicing science and technologies scientists will provide a path on our society. It is of utmost importance to strike the right balance between mitigating the risk and making full use of advantages that sustainable entrepreneurship can offer. And I believe that one of the first steps is to build capacity of our members and set the rules of the game so as to avoid litigation. That means to establish a transparent and clearly and ethical framework that must be respected by all areas of the entrepreneurial role of science and technology for effective service delivery. You will agree with me that science and technology has been vital discovery for all and everyone is enjoying the fruit of it today. Ladies and gentlemen, the Institute under my watch has delivered good progress toward resolvable and building up loss-absorbing capacity in particular. Overall, we can say that Council before Solution and Management work together in achieving some of our notable achievements. We are personally working with the Associate leadership in resolving some fundamental issues, such as monitoring and evaluation tax team and the improved team of service. However, if I open on cheerful note, I would not like to give the impression that our work here is done. Far from it. We still have a long way to go as we continue to deal with the proliferation of tax in both teaching and managing of science laboratories across all sectors of the economy, since we do not have absolute control of universities, polytechnic, and polytechnic in Nigeria. Let me iterate the ESSET program that was designed as its own cardinal objectives to produce high-skilled and professional competent laboratory scientists with practical and theoretical diverse knowledge through critical thinking and logical reasoning, among others. In the coming year, we shall present paper to Council on the running of SST at monotechnics, which is stringent condition to prevent watering down of the core value of the SST program as experienced at the Federal College of Agriculture here, where approval was obtained without addressing the shortcomings and anomalies observed by the Institute's representatives during the research session and accreditation students. Students are seriously warned not to patronize the advertised program because of the future. And they know that back course in SST is also not allowed. This is a pure professional course. For us to be relevant, for us to continue to be relevant so that we will not go into extension, we took a drastic decision by commencing the mandatory professional examination in October 2023, and results will be released very shortly. By next week, those who have participated in the exam, they will see their result online by next week. I sincerely congratulate the participating institution. It's also pertinent to inform you that the Institute established and commissioned on the 21st, 2023, a level 2 multi-purpose science laboratory that can deal with any form of emergency in the country at any time they occur. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to also inform us that other achievements by the Institute can be seen on our website, www.nsf.ng, for reference purposes. Here, we also testify to the case won by our members in the Crossiver. I thought they are going to say hallelujah to that one. Hallelujah. We continue to add value to our certificate and ensure professionalism in all aspects of laboratory practice, research, and development as we continue to determine the standard of knowledge, exposure equipment, practical, and skill to those seeking to become members of the Institute. Arising from this, it is an aberration for any institution in Nigeria, I repeat, it is an aberration for any institution in Nigeria to hire or recruit non-professionals to either lecture or science laboratory technology, and thus in the contradiction to Executive Order number 5 of the Minister President. That is to say, from today, I think my national president also reiterated that it is an aberration for any player from laboratory Nigeria to employ non-licensed member to man your laboratory. Our expression at media, we have not set the benchmark. It is now time for institutions and members to complete theirs for those that are fully responsible. Our framework contributed to every success in putting round pegs in round holes. In terms of airship laboratory of SNT, we shall continue to put many efforts in research and development and working closely with our host community or in Nigeria. Therefore, the focal drive of this conference is to take ideas and innovation technology. It is hoped that all parties who may benefit from the conference can apply it in managing activities in their area of economic crisis. It is pleasing to know that the theme of the conference covers areas of need for self-reliance and productivity. My deepest gratitude goes to my predecessor, former council chairman, the last governing council chairman, most importantly, Edgar Uduajayi, the National Astronomy Executive, Ayo Omaridewa, and the host and host community. In fact, I'm indeed proud. Ladies and gentlemen, let me once again thank our fantastic speaker who will be giving his time and insight today. Some of us that have seen him when we were together at least, when he was director of the treasury and inspectorate, we know what he can deliver. I wish you a very productive conference with assisting and encouraging discussions and exchange of knowledge, so that together we can anticipate the future of groundbreaking knowledge, research, and technology for our great nation, Nigeria, and humanity. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.
Please let's put our hands together for that wonderful debate. It is an ambition to have non-technologists, not partisan technologists in our laboratory. It is against the law, Executive Order 5, to have non-member or non-licensed member in our laboratory in this country. Please let's put our hands together for that wonderful debate. The purpose is coming up, and we are at it. We are not stopping. We are moving higher. Let's put our hands together. Please permit me to welcome the dignitaries among us. There's one professor that is identified with this our group, and it came from all the way from Olabisi Onabanjo and Goiwe, Professor Olubukola Oyesiku. Please, you are highly welcome. Prof, where are you? Please, you are highly welcome, sir. You are highly welcome, sir. Please, can you put our hands together to this wonderful professor from Goiwe? You are highly welcome. In our midst, we have deputy provost. We have the Federal College of Animal Health and Production Technology, Dr. Mifumi Ogunleke. Where's he? Please, doctor. Where's doctor? Please, are you welcome, doctor, to the right table? Please, want to see you, doctor. Let's put our hands together for her. Then in our list, please, for the sake of recognition, we have the register of the Institute, Federal College of Animal Health and Production Technology. You are welcome, Mr. Nathaniel Jamaiya, you are welcome. Then Professor Adeboye Omone, you are welcome. God bless you all. Please, without wasting much of our time, we have our own Honorable Commissioner for Culture and Tourism to give a remark. Please, let's put our hands together for Honorable Latin. You are welcome, sir. We need a brief remark from you. Thank you, sir.
All glory to Almighty God, the man, the woman, the person who has been there, was there yesterday, today, and will be there for life. My deputy governor president, Barrister Abraham Bayo Lawal, ably represented by my powerful provost, College of Nursing. And in a couple of weeks, we are going to celebrate with her because she's going to be she will be joining us as PD holder from the Premier University of Ibadan. The powerful mama, the president and the DG, the Director General, permit me to stand on the already established protocol. It gives me great pleasure. I don't know what slogan. I might know the slogan. Okay. NIST. Okay. My problem is that at least I've been here for the past 45 minutes. No, 1 hour. The president spoke. He didn't go the director general spoke. He didn't tell us about this product. But we politicians, we believe that anything that you are selling, your products, you need to tell people. And as media person as well, you also need to let people know that this is my product. So I'm very happy to be here. And I'm happy to be associated with this great profession of yours. You are the backbone of the economy. We are having issues today in Nigeria because we are not giving enough recognition and attention to science, lab, technology. And I want to say, thank God that we have our madam here who will help us take it to the honorable minister that we need to change our focus, our vision, and we need to allow our economy to be driven through technology, science, technology. And we need to catch them young from the primary school. If a pupil at the kindergarten school in China, how many of our gadgets may only produce anything, even despite the fact that the cost is related? That means we need to go back to our roots. We need to encourage you people, especially those of you who are the teaching institute, those of you who are holding very sensitive positions in Nigerian economy. So I want to say that whatever that your communique is today, don't let it die here. You need, thank God that we have our minister here who will help us to push it to the National Executive Council. We need that renewed change that we promise the people of Nigeria. And we cannot get that renewed change without empowering science, laboratory technologies, because it is that profession that you can use to drive our economy. Once again, I want to appeal and implore all of you, be proud of your profession. Be proud of your profession. And let us be good ambassador of our profession. Be good ambassador of your town. Be good ambassador of Oyo State. We are making Oyo State very conducive for business to thrive. Before we came in 2019, the number of tourists that entered Oyo State for the whole year were 5,600 plus. Because between that 2019 and today, because we have succeeded in putting things in place to make tourism to thrive, to make hospitality to thrive in Oyo State. The number of tourists that enter Oyo State, enjoy Oyo State within a year now has risen to 5,680,000 tourists in a year. The magic is because our guy, my principal, is focused, and he believes that for tourism to thrive, you need to put infrastructure in place. We have succeeded in connecting all the zones, Ibadan to Okeogun, through Moniya Ishen, Oyo to Okeogun, through Oyo, Fashola, Ishen, Tito to Ogbomoso, Okeogun. That is Ogbomoso, Ishen. And we are also connected Igana and Igangan, linking Okeogun to, and this has really helped people to come to Oyo State. And apart from that, Oyo State still remains haven of peace in Nigeria. We still remain the best state that you can sleep and have your eyes closed. Having said that, we are giving kudos to Almighty God, and we are giving kudos to people of Oyo State for deeming it fit to give our principal, His Excellency Governor that opportunity to serve again. And we are assuring and we are promising that now that we have His Excellency Deputy Governor here, I know his representative will go back and let His Excellency also be aware that there are lots we can do together. The state government and Association of Science Laboratory Technologies. And I want to say that once again, you have done well for you to put up this. And I pray that God in His infinite mercy will make you to succeed. Once again, you are welcome to Oyo State and have a pleasant conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for that wonderful remark. what that we can do together. And then know then our community will see to a stable conclusion. And I want to assure the honorable commissioner that we are going to do that. Please, can you put our hands together for our appearing commissioner? Commissioner thank you very much. Be rest assured that you are your ministry. When you go to culture and tourism, we have artificial intelligence. Station by robots can be beating God, and it's going to come to pass in your state. Please let's put our hands together for this. You are welcome, sir. Please permit me to recognize Dr. Mrs. J.A. Sansi, the pioneer HOD SLT Department of Federal College of Animal Health and Production Technology. Please, you are welcome, ma'am. It's my heart to recognize you, the pioneer HOD SLT. Please. To measure or to categorize a nature to be developed, underdeveloped, or developing country has to do with the development of science and technology. I want to say that the participants and the invitee will agree with me that there's no way this country can thrive without science, laboratory, technology, profession. And if you agree with me, let me see your hands together for that. Thank you very much. My able leader, sir, you are highly welcome. Our former council chairman, Sir Pius Charles Obaseki, you are welcome. God bless you, sir. Please, for the sake of our time, let me invite to the podium the representative of Director, Professor Mrs. Veronica Obatolu of IIT, is ably represented by Deputy Director Legislat, Mr. Boye Popola, for a brief remarks. Let's put our hands together as we have it. Thank you very much. Very brief, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Please permit me to join the Honorable Commissioner who just spoke to stand on the existing protocol. I want to welcome all distinguished personalities on the high table on behalf of the Director of the Institute of Agricultural Research and Training, More Plantation Department, to our community here. The Director is away on an official assignment outside Ibadan. She has left since yesterday, and that's why she cannot be here in person today, and she has asked me to convey her sincere apologies for this. The Deputy Director is also on a short leave and is outside the country as we speak now, and that's why he too cannot be here. And that's why the mantle has fallen on me to come here to welcome all of us to the 38th annual conference of Alston, Oyo State Branch, starting with this August event today. The body of laboratory technologists we know is not one that can be pushed aside. We have seen this body in educational institutions. You are in research, the research sector, and you are also in the private sector, industries, and therefore the contribution of this body to the development of science and technology in our country and the world all over cannot be overemphasized. And that is why this kind of conference, which is taking place today, is very important for the development of the professionalism of members. Professionalism is important for this kind of body, because when you look at the kind of things you do and the importance of the nature of the work you also carry out, you cannot but want to ensure that there's professionalism at its highest level in this kind of setting. The NIST and the Alston, I know, are very key in the ensuring that this is seen to. And I want to thank you for your contributions to the Research Institute. We have quite a number of technologists in our Research Institute, and we know their contributions. All the research work we are doing, there's nothing we can do if they do not play their part. And that is why we want to sincerely thank them. We want to thank the bodies that ensure that there is professionalism in this class of people that are doing their work. The theme of the conference is very key at this kind of time in our nation, where we are beginning to see the need for people to be able to do things for themselves and not to wait on government for employment and all of that. And we, like the president mentioned in his speech, we can see so many things that science, laboratory technologies are doing, and that can form basis for entrepreneurship for them and even for the students. Therefore, I want to urge all of us to make the best of this conference, listen attentively, and I'm sure that it will be to the benefit of each and every one of us. On behalf of the director, I also want to congratulate the inductees of today. Wish you more grace and higher heights as you continue in this profession. So I don't want to take too much of your time. On behalf of the director of the Institute of Agricultural Research and Training, More Plantation, Ibadan, Professor Veronica Opatolu, I welcome all of us to Ibadan. I welcome all of us to the IART community here. When I say IART community, I'm talking about the Research Institute and the two colleges. And I wish all of us a very, very successful stay in the couple of days that you'll be spending here, and that at the end of this program, all of us will be blessed. Thank you very much and welcome once again.
Thank you very much, sir, for that wonderful and brief remarks. Don't waste much of our time. We want to call on our chief host, the man who has been so accommodative when it comes to this profession. I'm talking about Dr. Adekoya Osibo for his brief remark, the Provost, Federal College of Animal Health and Production Technology, my practitioner. Please, let's appreciate this wonderful man. Let's appreciate him. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. I want to also, for the spaces of time, I will also stand on the existing protocol. Members of the head table and DG, Honorable Minister, and the other dignitaries on their table. Inductees of today, elders of NSIRT, all of us, and members of the press. I want to say we are highly honored the Federal College of Animal Health and Production Technology in Ibadan for hosting this type of a conference. The commissioner had gave one or two insights, and I will not fail to also sell my product. The college was instituted in April 1964. By the grace of God, by April next year, we'll be celebrating our 60th anniversary. And I want to say, since the existence of the college, by God's grace, this noble profession have been part of the major shakers and movers of the college and moving college from one area of conquest to another. Please let us celebrate the profession, please. As of today, we have about 18 programs in the college, and 14 of the programs are, the NSIT profession are very, very visible in the 14 of the major programs that is being run in the college. I want to celebrate my colleagues and the institute for all the support that we have received over the years. I must say, of the monotechnics in Nigeria, we are the very first monotechnic in Nigeria that is permitted to run HND program in SLT, 4 major ACT program in SLT. And since we have been accredited since 2010, that we have accredited SLT in this college, sincerely, we have not failed to make sure that we are moving from one level of prosperity to another. I would not want to make so much mouth. By the time we get to the exhibition, maybe whatever we are going to see there is big for itself. Now for this conference, I want to say that this conference, for what we have seen, and the promise of the DG and the president of ASTON, the planning committee, LOC, and everyone, we are saying that we are here to enjoy our time in terms of quality knowledge and every other side attraction that can make our coming to Ibadan this year very, very memorable. I want to wish you a very fruitful celebration in all the scientific presentation that will be done. And I will say that you should not also be looking around the college. There will be one or two things that you will see. Permit me to humbly say, even above many universities, I am trained in University of Ibadan, and I am sure that today, University of Ibadan have a breeder farm, running breeder farm, even equal units, and many other things like that. Here in this college, we are proud to say we are supporting most of the university around in training of their students in all these important areas. Please feel free to look around the college, and we want to also ask for contributions from those that are here. Whatever you see that is our gap, sincerely we are very willing, and we are willing. Minister is here, governor is here, deputy governor is here. I will not lucky members of the DG and members of NSIT. I want to welcome you to Federal College of Animal Health and Technology in Ibadan, and I wish you very, very fruitful celebration. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Dr. Adekoya Uwesibo, we are not disappointed. Always at it when it comes to the support for this great and wonderful association. And I want to believe that we will have a time to give a reward to this wonderful contribution. Please let's put our hands together once again for that brief remarks. And permit me to call one of our authorities to come and have a seat here. Dr. Aduragbemi Modupe Oluwatosin. Dr. Aduragbemi Modupe Oluwatosin. Please come and have your seat here. When it's time to us, we'll be able to call you out. She's one of our team. Without wasting much of our time, we want to welcome the remarks from His Excellency Barrister Abdurrahim Lawal, the Deputy Governor of our great state, the Peseta State, Oyo State, able represented by our own mother. Please let's put our hands together for her. You're welcome, ma'am. You're welcome, ma'am. Please immediately after the welcome address, the entertainment comes in for the little reflection.
The Honorable Minister of Innovation, Science and Technology, ably represented this morning by the Director of Innovation, Science and Technology, Ms. Ene Fisayo, the national president of this base association. Of this base association, who happens to be a brother of mine. Thank you very much. The inductees of this day, I celebrate on behalf of His Excellency, the governor and the deputy governor of the state. Other distinguished guests on the high table, I'm going to stand on the already established protocol to read the address of His Excellency, the deputy governor, Barrister Adebayo Adeleke-Lawal. It gives me a great joy to be in your midst this morning, standing for His Excellency, Barrister Adebayo Lawal, the Deputy Governor, who asked me to tender his unreserved apology for his unavoidably absence. His Excellency would have loved to be in your midst, but for other pressing state assignments, which require His Excellency's attention, he, however, as a mark of respect for this great association and the esteemed position that laboratory science technologists occupy in His Excellency's art, felt his seat should not be empty, hence he instructed me to represent him. Let me start by congratulating this association for the success of the 38th annual conference and scientific workshop. 38 years is a milestone for any association. We have been doing this year in, year out, and we are privileged in Oyo State to be hosting this year's conference. Every cadre in the health sector cannot be discontented because of all the cadres, because we all work together. For example, in an hospital setting, the key role that science lab technologies play cannot be overemphasized. The diagnosis that comes from the lab is what those of us that are nurses will build our own nursing care plan upon. And of course, it is the same result of the findings that we are appropriately guide doctors to give appropriate prescriptions that will help quick recovery of any patient at any point in time. Of course, what we do as science lab technologists is a bit robust because we are in industries, we are in the sector, we are in energy, on and on like that. This is the synergy of this service provider in the health sector that has made the saving grace in this world challenged by the emergence of pandemic that has never been known in human history. I could recollect, or the staff could recollect, the key position of lab scientists when COVID knocked everybody down. You see, the states had to chart science technologies from the University College Hospital join hands with us to combat the emergence of COVID at that time. Science laboratories are hubs of innovation, discovery and problem solving. This makes it indispensable in every area of human endeavor. Every growth and development of human race starts from the innovation and discoveries from the laboratories. I think you need to appreciate yourself. And just like the DG said, there's an acceleration for anyone to recruit someone that is not licensed to practice in any of our laboratories. And with the assurance of the national president as well that there are qualified practitioners that are licensed, I think the state is also set to collaborate with this association. The practitioners, the scientists, The practitioners, scientists, the technologists, and the technicians are frontiers of knowledge. They steadily conduct tests and experiments to drive advancement in all fields imaginable, from medicine to energy to computing and even beyond. The theme of this year's conference is very apt, especially at such a time like this, when our great country is at the verge of being resuscitated and undergoing economic rejuvenation. The theme, entrepreneurial role of science lab technology in sustainable development for national growth, is very key. Considering the current state of unemployment, not only in Nigeria, but also across the world, the science lab technologies are crops of professionals who are licensed to practice in their chosen fields. And the current trend of unemployment in our country has revealed to us that the outputs from our laboratory flow into the business world and has assisted the entrepreneurial thinkers to make cutting-edge discoveries, which results into international and multinational companies, and as well as involving into new products and innovation to the global market. I'm going to say this. Just yesterday, just to show to you the commitment of the state government, in the college where I work, the state has really encouraged us. We have a standard lab because we just have a new program, HND nursing, that we just start this current academic session. And we felt we need, because our students also at some point will be taking laboratory techniques, how to interpret results, among other things. And we felt we should not continue to leave our lab idle. So we try to engage a science laboratory technology. So that's an area of partnership, which the state will do more of that in the future. So thinkers can come together, like I could recollect a professor of entrepreneur from the University of Sheffield, who happens to be one of my own blood brother, recently built an hub in our town, Oyo town. And what he did here was to create space for use that they can come and use. And they now get mentors for them outside the countries, across the nations of the world, who could support them. They come there free, there's internet facilities, and so they come in, they grow their own thoughts, their ideas, and they continue to flourish in their chosen endeavor. I think as researchers, when we have our grants, we could mentor the young ones in our profession. We could open up places for them, and they can run their lab. I have a little idea of some of those things that we need to do. Like I said, at the college laboratory is also available for such partnership, costly the government's approval. This therefore presented an opportunity to the crop of professionals in the science laboratory to take advantage, having been licensed to practice instead of looking for a job. They can stand alone to contribute their own quota to the national development. Since there's no too many jobs around, it is best for them to contribute this way to national developments. A number of practitioners could collaborate by putting ideas together in different aspects of laboratory outputs to evolve a business enterprise, since they can work in diverse areas, like we have said before. I told you about the scenario at the college and the opportunity for partnership, and of course, on and on like that, we can continue. distinguished guests on the high table, I will say that Oyo State is willing to support this association. I will deliver all your messages to the Deputy Governor who has instructed me to come and represent him today. I will give him the fact that you have tops of professionals that are licensed, qualified, that can man some of our laboratories that are not well equipped for now. We have a lot of laboratories all over the state, and I can assure you that His Excellency will do the needful. If we are consistent and persistent about this, ultimately, it's a known fact that any nations with lots of entrepreneurs will be able to have a sustainable national development, and this is what should be key to us as we go through this time of transition and renewed hope as envisioned by the President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. On this note, I want to wish all our distinguished practitioner professionals across the state, all the nation, a warm welcome to your state. Feel free to enjoy the sereneness of this environment. And I also want you to visit some key areas of tourism. Layipo is there. You can visit the Bass Tower and other areas of interest to you. I want to thank you very much for your rapt attention. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for that brief remark. On to next, we would like to call on the entertainment group to please come forward to give us their performance.
Òní lọ́jọ́ pé tí à ń ṣayẹyẹ tí à ń ṣe bẹ̀bẹ̀. Òní lọ́jọ́ pé tí à ń ṣayẹyẹ tí à ń ìbẹ̀ṣẹ̀ tó dàgbàrá aláàbò. Àrà gbogbo là ń fọ lọ́jà. Òní lọ́jọ́ pé.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. You are the use of technologies. And one thing about technologies is that after their annual registration, they don't spend any money at all. You should assure that if you go from here now to tomorrow, you won't get anything from them. That's exception from the table. Please let's put our hands together. We are people who are going to entertaining us. Thank you very much. That is a wonderful presentation from Korean Entertainment from Ibadan. Thank you for that wonderful presentation. Now, without wasting much of our time, and to formally declare this 30th annual conference open under the chairmanship of our able minister, His Excellency Dr. Godfrey Naji, ably represented by our home mommy, Mrs. Olarumi. Please let's put our hands together for our presentation. Yes, and to declare the conference open. Let's put our hands together for our please.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Let me stand on the already established protocol. Greetings to all the dignitaries at this very high table. We welcome every participant to this great occasion. I bring greetings from the Honorable Minister of Innovation, Science and Technology, Chief Uche Godfrey Inaji, and Director Science and Technology Promotion, who both are unavoidably absent due to the series of events that is, going on at the same time in Abuja. And they have directed me to represent them at this occasion. I want to sincerely appreciate every one of you for coming to this conference, and I want to commend the Director General and staff of Nigeria Institute of Science Laboratory Technology for their efforts and immense contribution towards the development of science laboratory technology in Nigeria, particularly in ensuring that we have qualified technologists in our various laboratories. I will not also fail to recognize the immense contribution of Association of Science Laboratory Technologists of Nigeria. All I can say is that you are doing well. And please, let's put our hands together for them. Considering the theme of this conference, entrepreneurial role of science laboratory technology in sustainable development for national growth, we can see that entrepreneur is all about business. And I'm happy, considering the rate of dollars to naira today, I believe that after this conference and after the deliberations, it will help in renewing and reviving the hope of Nigeria economy. We all know the importance of science laboratory technology in national development. There is need to adopt the right technology and explore opportunities for collaboration with businesses, innovation laboratory, and entrepreneurship centers. Adopting the right technology can help entrepreneurs automate processes and reduce costs and focus on more important tasks. As innovation laboratory, we teach entrepreneurs how to bring business ideas to life. Conceptually, the laboratory represents a place where critical skills vital to developing and bringing an idea to market are being conceptualized. The laboratory also acts as a catalyst for innovation, knowledge, and partnerships by incubating and piloting promising new ideas, as well as providing accesses and disseminate best practices by providing support to build entrepreneurial ecosystem that will provide adequate intervention at all levels. Through this integrated approach, this will provide financial capital and develop human capital, helping laboratory technologists and entrepreneurs to effectively deal with the many obstacles that arise when building new technology and new enterprises. This would also support the development of affordable solutions to fundamental challenges affecting the nation. In conclusion, the Federal Ministry of Innovation, Science and Technology has always been a good shoulder to lean on. And in the capacity of our new minister, Chief Uche Confernece, you will continue and always find good and capable shoulders to lean on. Finally, I welcome you all to this great event, and I wish you fruitful deliberations in the AGM that will come up thereafter. On this note, on behalf of the Honorable Minister of Innovation, Science and Technology, Chief Uche Confernece, I hereby declare this conference open. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for that wonderful presentation and being able to formally declare the conference open. Please, before we move to the next item, permit me to use Mr. Otumba Williams, the former council vice chairman, as a contact to recognize all past council members in our midst who are highly welcome. Otumba Williams, you are welcome. All the past council members, you are welcome. Then Engineer Adegune, you are powerfully welcome. Thank you very much. Now we want to go to the next agenda, which is the induction of our newly certified fellow members. And I'm going to hand over the microphone to the #1 man in this profession to carry out his obligation. You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Up next, to know is to be able. I think we seek the approval of the Honorable Minister and the Deputy Governor, as well as the President of the Association, to adjust the timetable, that is the program of defense, so that the Deputy Governor representative can go back to office. And they graciously approved the change of this program. Please, we are very sorry. The event for the induction of the new fellows of the Institute is going to start any moment from now. But I want to seek the permission of the chairman of this occasion to call on my papas from this end here, starting from Dr. Jackson Busu, Papa Omotosho, and Papa Akmaji to join me from this side, while Tash Babaseki will join them, as well as Odu Ajayi to join me from this angle. While the inductees of today should move a little bit forward so that people can see your faces, because you're only facing us here, people couldn't see you. Why I'll also come down again later to face you. You should come to the front podium here, let them see your face. Why they are still arranging themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, we are gathering here this morning to perform our professional duty in line with the issue mandate to advance Arabic professionals in Nigeria. Where we are professionally inducting 19 qualified fellow members of the institute who passed the prescribed examinations out of 22 that started the applied 2021 diet. I wholeheartedly welcome them to this, our grand and dynamic profession. It is our prayer that the attainment and honor bestowed on them today shall be used for national and personal development as well as money-making potential in Jesus' name. Our new fellow, that is the new ambassador in the fellow rank, should actively and consciously listen and apply to the oath and commit to the heart the code of ethics of the profession. You should assert yourself and continue to project the image of the profession as you undertake your practice for the service of this greater Nigeria. Please remember that as a professional member of the institute, you should align your skills, technical competencies, and trainings in dealing with laboratory issues. My colleagues are today, let us remain united, focus, and maintain technological capacity by continuing to research in the area of SLT for national development. At this junction, ladies and gentlemen, let me appreciate thank all our facilitators here seated. I have Dr. Wumi here seated, one of the facilitators. I have Professor Sani, one of the facilitators that joined us online. I have Dr. Mrs. Asusu, who is also our facilitator, and all the directors of the institute. I sincerely thank you for giving us for your support in ensuring that today's program comes to reality. On that note, I want to do my sacred function by performing the induction ceremony of these new ones. Yes, the inductee, the fellow member of the institute, the oath has been given to you, and I want you to write your name after that time. You just write your name. Then you come down there, you write your name and sign and put today's date. And of course, you repeat after me. I do solemnly swear and affirm that as a certain member of the Institute of Cannabis Technology, I will discharge my professional duties and perform my financial applications to the best of my ability in accordance with the rules and regulations guiding the profession. As enshrined in this aspect of the National Assembly, I will practice my professional in uprightness and honor. I will be loyal to the profession, maintain and promote standards of excellence in performing and advancing the standard of technology profession. I will seek to establish cooperative and effective working relationship with members and management of the institute. And make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honor. Today is November 2023. So help me God. Thank you. Similarly, permit me to call on our distinguished chairman of councils before to come and have handshake with these new ones before we give them their certificate one after the other. Inclusive of the former director of education training and inspector, and of course the president of ASCON will also come down to have handshake with them one after the other. Thank you very much. Hello. Yes, let me call on Ajawobu Innocent Ogali. Ajawobu Innocent Ogali. To come up and collect your certificate and be decorated to rank of fellow now. On Sunday night. Afọlábí Mọ́rọ́lákẹ́ Olúwatóyọ̀sí. Tóyọ̀sí jẹ́ ẹlẹ́kùnrin tẹ́lẹ̀. Olúbùnmi Olúfúnkẹ́ hand. Adésọ̀yà Olúmídé Ọlákúndé Adésọ̀yà. Oṣù Olúwa ló ń ṣọlá, ó ti wọ lọ́rùn lọ́wọ́. Ike Gloria Adapo. Gloria Adapo.
Mo dúpẹ́, oníbùwọ̀ rẹ̀ bàbá tó pẹ́ mi.
The immediate council chairman, Ẹ̀dá Olúwajayi, your attention, please.
Àjàyí yóò kí ní olú.
Ọdẹ́sẹ̀yẹ Adébọ́lá Ọláyẹmí. Ọdẹ́sẹ̀yẹ.
Èmi tó fẹ́ràn òbí mi ò lè ní lárí.
Adé Àgbo Amina.
Èmi tó fẹ́ràn pé mi ò fèrè bá ti ṣe.
Adé ní ti Ọmọlára Fọlákẹ́mi. Fọlákẹ́mi. Wá. Fọlákẹ́mi.
Èmi tó fẹ́ràn pé mi ò lè rọ́nà gbé bá wọn. Kí ni bàbá ń ṣe? Bàbá ń fàyè mi dábìrà. Bàbá ń fàyè mi dábìrà.
Bàbá Wùmí Samuel Akínwálé.
Wọ́n ti
Akínwálé.
fàyè mi dábìrà dábìrà. Fàyè mi dábìrà dábìrà ṣáná. Bàbá ń fàyè mi dábìrà. Bàbá ń fàyè mi dábìrà. Ó fàyè mi dábìrà dábìrà. Ó fàyè mi dábìrà dábìrà ṣáná.
Ọlá Sàláwù Bùkọ́lá Kùnmi. Ọlá Sàláwù Bùkọ́lá Kùnmi.
Kí ni màá fi san oore bàbá o, ọba ògo. Adébáyọ̀ wà ní Ọládóṣù. Aládé Elizabeth Tóyì. Aládé Elizabeth Tóyì. Atọ́ba tẹ́lẹ̀ Bùkọ́lá Oyèlọ́lá. Atọ́ba tẹ́lẹ̀. Adélóyè Àmúdá Adélóyè. Ahọ́pọ̀yè Linda Chidinma.
Ọlọ́run ló ní kó wà ní ọlọ́run náà fẹ́ sí àkànní mi torí mi mọ bí mi bá jẹ́ ọba ti sí pẹ̀lú ìwé lè fún ṣe àkànní. Àlẹ́ yẹn bá ti jẹ́
Please, all inductees, where are you? All inductees, please come forward. Come forward. All inductees. Hello. All inductees, please come forward and face us here. Face us here. Just face us here. Yes, on that note, I sincerely welcome you once again. And I believe your journey is going to be fruitful in Jesus' name. But you want to have hands of fellowship on behalf of all fellow members of the institute. Elder Charles Obaseki, we also now welcome you officially to our midst. You are welcome.
Thank you very much.
Let me first of all congratulate you for
this big feat that you have done. On behalf of all fellows, I want to welcome you into the fellows group, and of all former past members of council, chairman of council, I want to accept you and welcome you into this very privileged bench. You're welcome.
Thank you very much. And the people in the house, let God do Osa to them. 3. And for the other 2 people that took the admission and couldn't continue, what do we do to them? 1 Osa, let us give them 1 Osa as well for encouragement. Osa to people that couldn't finish. So, and to our facilitators, let us give them 7 Osas. Osa, 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 and Osa. So thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much, distinguished Director General. This one house, we are moving forward, and let me quickly recognize the presence of this distinguished in our midst. Professor Allah Salaru, Director, Assurance Management from Federal University of Technology, Akure. You are welcome, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the hour and the time that we are all waiting for. 2023 Annual National Conference and Scientific Workshops. We have a main theme: entrepreneurial role of science laboratory technology is sustainable development for national growth. And I also believe between that it is a topic at the right time, and give justice to this particular theme is one of us, an indigenous technologist par excellence, former director, education training and inspectorate, Nigeria Institute of Laboratory Technologies, and now the senior instructor from Federal University of Technology, or YEKT. Please put your hands together as I invite to the podium to do justice to this great team today, Dr. Jackson Dosu. Please, let's put our hands together for him. Thank you very much. And I want to assure you that we are going to enjoy ourselves here. Thank you.
Hello. Hello. I want to begin by thanking the DG, the registrar and chief executive officer of the institute, because when we started the program, he was able to read out the names of people that were seated on the head table. And since that time, we've been working, holding onto the existing protocol. And so I want to still rely on the existing protocol. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to all of us. I didn't get a response. Good afternoon to all of us. I want to join the host of others to welcome us to the 38th Annual National Conference and Scientific Workshop of our great institutes, the Nigerian Institute of Science, Laboratory Technology. I want to say that what I'll be talking about in line with the main theme of this workshop today and conference is what we already know before. I have taken time to do an elaborate research concerning the role of the Nigerian Institute of Science, Laboratory Technology. And I have discovered that every aspect of entrepreneurial participation or activity are all embedded in the activities of the members of the profession. And so, what we'll be discussing today, for the few time that we have, will just be a kind of awakening your consciousness, a reminder, whetting your appetites, and then empowering you to go back to where you are coming from and begin to do perhaps what we were not doing before. And so, I want to show my delight to be invited in this capacity to present this opening lecture on the occasion of our 38th Annual National Conference and Scientific Workshop. Like we all know, main theme for the conference, which I'm privileged to speak on, is entrepreneurial role of science, laboratory technology in sustainable development for national growth. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to submit to us that this is apt and in all areas a contemporary discourse in the economic development of Nigeria. Wherever you go, everybody is talking about entrepreneurial development. And of course, if you bring it in line with our profession, it means that we are actually saying the current thing that's going on. The Director General of the Institute, the Registrar and Chief Executive Officer, I wish to actually commend you for presenting or for giving quality leadership in the institute. And also, I think you need to clap for this. And also, I want to appreciate the leadership of Ashton for packaging this conference and for giving me the opportunity to talk. I want to begin by looking at the Nigerian workforce. Nigerian workforce. A survey that I was part of, that was essentially carried out, so that all the civil servants are paid employees, and the workforce are mainly civil servants, paid employees in either private or public industries. And little emphasis is paid on self-employment. And perhaps that's the reason why, in most cases, you see someone who has graduated for 10, 15 years, and the person is still looking for a job. It gives me concern, for instance, that I see a professional colleague saying that he's looking for a job. And that continues. Perhaps you see most of them a professional science laboratory technologists deviating to other areas at times find them doing things outside their scope of training and skill. Even as we look at it, some of the educational institutions and almost all of them train people, and in the area of training, they bring people out to come out to depend on employment. And we see perhaps getting jobs in the civil service or companies, as the case may be, as a hallmark of success. I think that has been established from the colonial masters in those days where, for instance, while you are still in school, some companies will come in and offer you jobs as administrators, different kinds of positions, and we see that as a way of celebration and hallmark of success. And then jettisoning what we refer to as craftsmanship as menial jobs. Ladies and gentlemen, the consequences of this are that the government has an increased labor force or workforce and can no longer be able to pay salaries. That's why, for instance, you see in some states, even at the federal level, salaries are not paid for months. They are threatening to sack some people, and of course, the government can no longer cope with the wage bill. Like I mentioned before, it's like the system is still battling with the colonial master's mentality. What was the colonial master's mentality? The mentality was to train people to become administrators, to train people to help them to run errands and manage the offices without laying emphasis on growth of the nation. And I think that has translated into what is happening presently all over. However, the government at various levels have made efforts to change this narrative, or to be able to see how they can manage the suffocation of too many people looking for few jobs. And so, as several times, the governments have come up with policies like structural adjustment program, policies like economic stabilization act, policies like austerity measures, just to see how they can manage the wage bill and still sustain people at work. That's why, for instance, they come up with embargo on employment. In some instances, they will say no employment for 2 years. In fact, in most institutions, you see that before they employ you, except you're coming from a highly recommended public officer, they will tell you that there's an embargo on employment. That's what we see. However, government have made efforts to see how entrepreneurship can be encouraged, how they can help the youths and young graduates coming from institutions to stay on their own without looking for jobs in the public sector. And that's why they made effort to introduce National Directorate of Employment, where people are given some skills that will make them to become employers of labor, that will make them to stand on their own without looking for government job. Today, during this conference, and I want to thank the organizers, the institute, the Asselton who packaged this program. We are here to talk about entrepreneurial role of science laboratory technology to the growth of the nation. Before I go into talking about entrepreneurial development, I want us to lay a foundation. What is SLT? Because if you talk about SLT playing a role in entrepreneurial development of the nation and growth of the nation, you need to know where we are coming from and how we as a profession can key into that responsibility. Science laboratory technology evolved as a skilled discipline. Let me emphasize, science laboratory technology evolved as a skilled discipline. Looking at it from the historical perspective, scientists, researchers who were manning laboratories in the 18th century discovered that they were not able to manage the laboratories. They couldn't. They were not able to concentrate on their research and still be able to put up the necessary requirements that's involved in running adequately what a laboratory should be. And so they started by engaging attendants, people that are unskilled, to help them to run one errand or the other. After a while, they also discovered that it was impossible to use people for that purpose who does not have skills, because so many sophisticated equipment are involved. And so the idea of training people and empowering them with skills to be able to do the job emanated. Trainings in those days were just specific. For instance, if you are working in a nuclear laboratory, they will train an individual to be able to manage the equipment that is specific for that nuclear laboratory. After a while, it was also discovered that these people need to be certificated. And that was how the City and Gates of London started. So then, the City and Gates of London was the examining body that was certifying professionals who were trained and skilled in different areas of specialty in science, laboratory technology. After a while, because then Nigerians were being trained and getting certification by City and Gates of London. And so they were writing exams, professional exams that was being conducted from outside Nigeria, having some representatives there. the idea to establish a professional institute that can be able to monitor and manage the maintenance of institutional laboratories in Nigeria was first of all mooted in the year 1971. And in 1972, the Nigerian Institute of Science Technology was established. It was called NIST, and thankfully enough, when the City and Guilds of London decided not to conduct exams for foreign students, the institute came on board to begin to train and certify Nigerians who were desirous to become professionals as science laboratory technologists. And so they took over from NIST, and from 1984, they started conducting the exams that led to the award of final diploma and intermediate diploma in SLT. Today, ladies and gentlemen, the institute has metamorphosed into what we now know as the Nigerian Institute of Science Laboratory Technology. And also the training, certification, and education of professionals in that area has been established in polytechnics, technical colleges, and universities. And today, I stand bold to let you know that you can aspire to get a PhD in science laboratory technology. I think that applause was very weak. What is the concept of SLT? SLT provides the necessary skills and techniques for standardization and standards in everyday science laboratory. It focuses on chemical, physical, biological sciences with laboratory experiences that cover every variety of applications in biology, chemical, biochemical, medical, physical, water environment, forensic, petrochemical, nuclear, name every area in the science and technology sector. The curriculum of SLT, which the universities and polytechnics and colleges of education are using, enables students to explore varieties of laboratory testing techniques. And it also prepares them to operate various types of tools, electronic analysis, equipment, and prepares the graduates of SLT to become self-employed and self-reliant. And that is the point at which I am coming from. That being an SLT professional takes you to the level which I refer to as an authoron, in the sense that from the curriculum that was used to train you, you were originally equipped to become an entrepreneur. From the training and skills that you acquired while being trained as an SLT professional, you were already equipped to become an entrepreneur. I recall when we were being trained, the slogan was that you are versatile because you are exposed to virtually every area of science and technology.
I recall when we talk about innovation, I recall that when I was still a student, something came up in my workplace, and they needed extension boxes. They needed extension boxes to distribute electricity within the department and in the laboratory. And then one Mr. Mepuye, some of you here may not know him, was teaching us on how to use extension boxes. And I tried to put it into practice. And I was the one who provided all the extension boxes in the department, but unfortunately I didn't charge money for it. If I had perhaps started using that as a skill to do extension boxes by now, maybe I would be better than those in America. What is the significance of SLT? And by the time you look at the significance of SLT, you will see and agree with me that we are already in a position to contribute highly to the economic development of Nigeria. Standardization of science laboratories for teaching, research, and services. Laboratory personnel capacity building. Laboratory administration and management. Laboratory equipment management and maintenance. Laboratory inspection, accreditation, and certification. Laboratory building and infrastructural design. Let me ask, is there any of you here who did SLT, who did GLT, that did not learn how to design a laboratory? Is there anybody? Hello? Is there anybody who did not learn how to design a laboratory? Nobody. And so, we're talking about laboratory building and infrastructural design. Laboratory chemical and reagent standardization and certification. Development of standard operating procedures for science equipment and procedures. Development of science and technology education teaching aids. These are, I wish the Oyo State representative was still here, because he was talking about their schools that required some certain aids to help them in their laboratories. We're talking about teaching aids for secondary schools and the rest of them, and we have people here that are already equipped to be able to handle that. Operate and maintain standard science laboratory practice for secondary school pupils, training in physics, chemistry, and biology. Consultancy on science laboratory development, equipment procurement, projects and laboratory services. Laboratory equipment design and fabrication. These are concepts. These are the original concepts that drives the training of SLT professionals. And I want to submit to all of us here this afternoon that all of us here this afternoon that nobody that has gone through training in SLT that did not acquire any skill in any of these areas that I have listed. Then it brings us to the link. How do we marry the two together? How do we, for instance, link up our skills and ability to apply that skill in being able to run a business. Because the first thing is acquire the skill, and the second thing is the application of the skill. Ladies and gentlemen, this afternoon, I want to submit to us that the survey I have done, even as I knew I was going to present this lecture, was that this is where the challenge of the SLT professional is. That challenge is inability to marry your skill with application. We call it gown to town. Hello? Hello? Yeah. It is called gown to town, meaning that taking what you have learned and apply it to the larger society to improve your life primarily and the life of people around you. So who is an entrepreneur? Who is an entrepreneur? Entrepreneur traditionally is defined as a process of designing, launching, and running a new business. You plan, you design, you run a new business. And it also means beginning a small business, such as a startup of a company that offers products and services for sales to people or to hire people to be able to run the sales of such a business. Entrepreneurship has also been defined as the capacity and willingness to develop, organize, and manage a business venture along with the risks in order to make profits. Yeah. So it means that there has to be a determination in the first instance. It means that you also need to know that there are risks involved, and you agree to manage the risks. More recently, from the year 2000 and above as we are now, the definition of entrepreneurship has expanded. It has expanded to explain how and why an individual or teams of people identify opportunities. It has to do with ability to identify opportunities, evaluate those opportunities as viable, and decide to exploit the opportunities. Meanwhile, there are others as well who do not take advantage of such opportunities. Meaning that for you to be an entrepreneur, you need to identify opportunities, assess the viability of such an opportunity, and decide to take advantage of it. Some others, on the other hand, will see such an opportunity and look away, or perhaps will not even identify it. So the entrepreneur is therefore defined as an individual who operates or organizes business or businesses. What qualities do you possess that makes you an entrepreneur? One, you must be innovative. You must be innovative. In a paper presented by Anyanwu in 2004, he described entrepreneurs as people who assume reasonable degree of risk, and they have to be innovative. One, you must be a risk taker. Two, you must be innovative. It also refers to the capacity of a person or group of people to undertake ventures with the probability of success or failure. Meaning that it's a risk that you must take. And for you to succeed, you must take such risk. I was listening to an interview, a program, where they were talking to people who were crossing the Sahara Desert to go to Europe. And so one of them who were interviewed said, look, I know I'm taking a risk. If I succeed, I succeed. If I don't succeed, I'll die. And so it applies to entrepreneurial adventures. If you are afraid of failure, or afraid of the consequences of what might happen if you take a step, you will never be an entrepreneur. And so that's why we are talking about risk takers. An entrepreneur too is one who is able to coordinate all the factors of production. Is able to manage human resources, is able to manage the capital resources, is able to manage material resources. Let me also ask us, is there anybody here who did not do laboratory management? One of the topics, I taught laboratory management for several years. One of the topics in laboratory management is management of resources, coordinating resources, where you are able to coordinate the material resources, the human resources, and the capital resources that are available for you in the laboratory to be able to run the laboratory effectively very well. And I want to submit this afternoon that if you apply such skills which you already have in the larger society, you already have the skill. An entrepreneur has a quality to plan. An entrepreneur has the quality to organize. And these are all aspects of knowledge that an SAT professional already has. If you become an entrepreneur, what do? You take risk and you bear risk. You are the one financing your business. Let me go there a little while. One of the challenges in the business sector in Nigeria is getting the startup fund. And so it makes the entrepreneur who is a risk taker someone who sources for fund for his own business. You take your own decision too, you're a decision maker. Every decision you take depends on you. One key factor that I want us to take away from here tonight or this afternoon or from this conference, if you don't take anything away at all, is identifying opportunities. Identifying opportunities. We were in Abraka sometime, and they took us to one holiday resort where we were lodged. And some of us were looking at the beautiful river where we can swim. And some of us were looking at how we can make that place a tourist attraction center. These are two things you want to look at the same time. Seeing things from different perspectives. An entrepreneur is someone who takes advantage of opportunities that are presented to him. He also selects opportunities. He directs his own business. He's an innovator. He's an innovator. While I was preparing this lecture, I remember one man that used to come from Lagos. Is it Firo now? Oshodi. I think his name is Mr. Adegoke. I can't remember. Mr. Adegoke, Pastor Adegoke. I wish he's here this afternoon. Pastor Adegoke is someone who trained as an SLT professional and very versatile. Very versatile. Each time he comes with products from different things that he does. Highly innovative. Highly innovative. And so, he did not go to anywhere. He didn't go to any other place apart from the teaching and the skill he acquired as an SAT professional to be that highly innovative. And so, for you to be an entrepreneur, you must be very innovative. I do not want to belabor this aspect of this discourse, looking at the importance of an entrepreneur vis-a-vis an SLT professional. Like I said before, I look at the importance of an entrepreneur, and what I see is SLT, nothing else. What I see is SLT, nothing else. Abonifo, in his research paper, identified an entrepreneurial as a factor development. And so, looking at this importance of an entrepreneur, this afternoon, once again, SLT is a crucial factor in economic development in Nigeria. Like someone would say, if you want to clap, clap very well. I can summarize some of these importance as ensuring rapid development, develop indigenous entrepreneurial and increase utilization of local resources. Gentlemen and ladies, this lecture brings me to a level of nostalgia when I began to remember our past professionals who stood their grounds in their different institutions. When I was looking at developing indigenous entrepreneurs and increasing utilization of local resources, I'll still remember the late Mr. Ajay of Chemistry Department of the University of Ibadan, of blessed memory. May his soul rest in peace. This man, as we used to know him then, was instrumental to so many innovations in the Department of Chemistry. I watched someone, and you know, the truth was that we were cheated. Cheated in the sense that we did these things with the whole of our hearts, trying to contribute to the system, but the system never recognized it. I remember someone, he's still alive today, who single-handedly, I watched him develop the meter rule. Meter rule is an SI unit, that's an international scale. And he continued to develop the technology of establishing that meter rule. And at the point, he got it. By the time he got it, he was to retire. And the university where he was working knew exactly what he was doing and decided to give him, what do you call it now? Contract appointments. They gave him contract appointments, and he continued to produce those meter rules, and the department and the university now were using it and selling to their students. By the time he trained some other people who acquired that skill, they terminated his contract. And when he was telling me, I tried to understand what happened. And he told me that they terminated his contract. And I told him that they've already taken away your entrepreneurial skill. What he would have done was to get intellectual property for that product. And the university was going to be buying from him. And he was going to be chopping all through his life. That's entrepreneurial innovation. But what did he do? He just willingly, unknowingly, just gave it out free of charge to the university. And today, they are still producing, you know what they do every year as 100-level students are coming in, they produce those meter rules massively and the students pay. And the HOD and the other people are just pocketing the money in their pockets, while the man is just living in penury. Entrepreneurship. They also provide training for indigenous managers, reduce rural and urban migration by engaging people, employing them. They develop indigenous technology. We have less dependence on imported inputs. Ladies and gentlemen, I also want to submit to you that in my own area of specialty, I want to let you know that I wholesale, because there are some items that I produce myself. And someone was asking me 3 days ago, and he said, did you tell them that these things were imported? I said, no, I didn't tell them they were imported, but I told them that these are my own innovations. You can be an entrepreneur because you're already equipped to do that, because you have the skills. We're not going to depend on foreign exchange anymore, because the money will be generated internally. Here again, I want to charge us, ladies and gentlemen. You must have some level of characteristics to be an entrepreneur and to market this profession of SLT. You must have need for achievement, desire for responsibility, preference for risks, perception for probability of success. You need to perceive success. You need to be able to have an internal sensor to know the feedback from the general public, what they need, and how you are able to meet up with that need. Without it, you cannot achieve anything. You need to be able to organize your skills. You need to be energetic and active. And you need to show some levels of independence. When we talk about characteristics, I want to also look at it from the level of packaging. How do you package yourself? Because the way you are addressed is the way you are addressed. If you package yourself very well and your product very well, you are going to meet with the target of the market that you are trying to reach. We have a lot of roles to play in economic development. One of them is bridging the gap between science and the market. And that is what I have summarized as town to town. Your products can only be accepted if you bring it to the level of the usage of someone who needs it. And so, you cannot theorize without putting it into practice. That's what it means to bridge the gap between science and marketplace. I just opened my phone one day and I saw an advert. And that advert was saying that we will bring the food to your doorstep even at midnight. Packaging. So, creation of new technology. I was having a conference session with someone. He was trying to develop an indigenous equipment that can analyze some products. And we were just discussing. And he said, if you open up an incubator, what do you find there? Okay. If you open up an incubator, what do you find in an incubator? You only need to be able to understand the technology that transfers heat or whatever to the thermostat, and you can develop your own. You can create an enterprise, all new. You can introduce new things in the market. These are all aspects of entrepreneurship. There's nothing that happens all over the world without a challenge. And so as an SLT professional who is going to entrepreneurial development, there are challenges. Majorly, inadequate financing is a challenge. Inadequate infrastructure, presently insecurity in Nigeria, lack of training and vocational facilities that you can use to acquire new skills are all challenges. Poor business connections, lack of experience, stress and burnout because an entrepreneur is one who runs a one-man business. He wants to do everything by himself. He will be the marketing manager, he will be the sales agent, he will be the production manager. Burnout. Bad debt and losses. You borrow money and you are not able to pay back. These are all challenges of an entrepreneur. And what do we do to enhance the entrepreneurial process? Plan very well. Do a feasibility study. Don't just go into anything without understanding what you want to do. Try to understand what you want to do. The intricacies of it. Do a study of those who have done it before, even if it's a new thing, those who have done similar things before, and how it works. Get education. Get trained. Get trained. I met an old man somewhere who is about to retire, and he told me he was learning how to mend shoes. And I asked him why. He said, I want to learn it so that by the time I retire, I will have something to be doing. So age is not a barrier to you acquiring a new skill. It doesn't matter who you are acquiring a skill for, because the person who was training him was just a young boy, a very small boy, and the old man was there. Acquire skills. R&D is an area that we are very familiar with. Research and development. Through a research, we're already trained to do that, to be able to understand the marketplace intricacies about the products or technology that you want to develop. Look at the market strategies that you can adopt or capabilities of the market. One of the hallmarks of business entrepreneurship is location. Someone built an eatery in an area where I live. And I was looking at it, and I said, this man is making a mistake because nobody will come here to eat. Because it's outside the business area. So if you are doing a product, you want to manufacture slippers, plan to carry it to the rural community where people see slippers as Christmas dress, where they will buy from you. Financial capability. You need to have an enhanced financial capability for your business to flourish. In conclusion, this afternoon, I have made this submission severally, and I'm going to stand on it because it's the truth. That science, laboratory, technology profession has evolved over the years. What we are witnessing today, and the profession is still evolving. We have not been able to tap the potentials that we have as SAT professionals. We still have a lot of potentials. We have not gone halfway in tapping the potentials of the benefits of being a professional of science, laboratory, technology. The SAT profession is a highly skilled profession with experts in their different areas of specialty, and they are already trained to be entrepreneurs. The contribution of SAT professionals as entrepreneurs to national development cannot be overemphasized, ladies and gentlemen, because even as government employees, they are still employing the innovative ingenuity in the performance of their duties on their day-to-day activities. And so it's like even an SAT professional who is working in an establishment, you're already employing your entrepreneurial ingenuity. We know that government have made efforts to improve entrepreneurial development in the country, but a lot still needs to be done. And I will want to employ the government agencies represented here that there's still a lot to be done in terms of helping this profession to contribute to the national development. SAT professionals should take advantage of their professional skills to impact more positively in the economic development of Nigeria by imbibing entrepreneurial ideals in different areas of specialty. You already have the ideals, you just need to bring them up. SAT professionals should see the opportunities provided by their training and skills and not to be intimidated by the challenges in the system. There are a lot of challenges we have in the system. We do not want to allow them to intimidate us. You should do a small mind exercise. A small mind exercise. What can you see? Are you seeing a shadow of yourself? Look at it once again. Are you seeing a shadow of yourself? Are you seeing an opportunity? What do you see? It is what you see that determines what you can achieve. Thank you very much for listening.
Please, can we do better by putting our hands together for this wonderful presentation? I can say that entrepreneurship, our guest lecturer says, when he looked at it, what he saw is SLT. So anything entrepreneurship, talk of science laboratory technologies. We were cheated before. The field is there. Like I said the other time, this is the only way to drive the economy if we really want to get it right, science and technology. And you cannot do with such laboratory when you talk about science and technology. Please, once again, let us put our hands together for our best lecturer. We are not disappointed at all. We will allow few questions. Few questions. Let's, with the permission of the people on the high table, let's have 3 questions, and it's going to be very brief. 3 questions and very brief. Okay. I can see number 1. Yes. Somebody say yes. Okay, number 2, sir. Can we have a woman to be gender sensitive? Or it doesn't matter? It doesn't matter. Okay, sir. Number 2, sir. Please, can we have you number 1?
Thank you very much, sir. My question is going to be that in terms of education, as you mentioned, what role is the professional body doing to ensure that education about SLT is being known, that is awareness? For instance, we have some other professional bodies, when they are doing their annual week, they do organize like competition for secondary school students to create awareness of the profession. So what is this professional body doing in that respect? For instance, when I did my ND, that was when I had the opportunity to write my feasibility study on my EDB project. But when I was doing my HND, I didn't have that opportunity. There was no entrepreneurship. So how is it going to be that we have a uniform curriculum for the SLT programs currently in schools? Thank you very much.
Please, we want to address this particular theme. Please, can we have the number two? I think our next lesson is taking note of it. So we'll have the answer together. Number two. Please. Engineer Boye.
Good afternoon, sirs. My question is about this lecture and concerning what you have been hearing year in, year out. We are good, we are the best, we have the capability, we have the capacity, we have the knowledge, we have the bravery. We have been talking to ourselves. I think people that are supposed to listen to these lectures are not here, unfortunately. Now, the doctor has given us the good lecture. When we know who we are, the people that are supposed to recognize us, they don't know who we are. How will they know? Who will tell them? There are a lot of things I've been correcting in my institute. They will still repeat the same thing. There is a lab now that they're trying to replace. They removed the seasoned wood of the 1960s. Seasoned wood of the 1960s. They said it's no more modern. And the next thing is they gave the contract to somebody. They said it's a person from India. And when we now expected the use particle board for the table, chemistry, and I now complained. He said, these people that brought this, they are experts. I said, look, I'm an expert. This thing will not last. I said, there's nothing we can do. So the people that have listened to these lectures, I'm sorry, maybe they're not here. The same thing with the floor. How can you design it now with the sports tiles? And we are going to use water chemicals there. At a particular point, I stood my ground and said, no, if you are breaking this thing to this lab, please cut me out.
I usually don't add
the floor with once times. Where are they getting these contractors from? Who is that person advising them on what to do and what to choose? But when we come here, we are teaching ourselves. That's why I said we are not teaching ourselves what we know. How will they listen? How will they hear us? And how are we going to change the system for better? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I don't know what will be the response of the guest speaker, but let me quickly say this, that our honorable minister, she has promised, represented by Dr. Eden, that our community shall be looking into and to take it to a conclusion that everyone will know about it and it will be rightly implemented. So let's be assured that our community will go viral and the government will have to take when it comes to this outcome of this conference. I don't know what will be the response of the guest speaker. This number, the third person, number 3.
Thank you very much for giving me this privilege. Mine is not going to be a question, but a contribution to what our presenter has done. One, sir, one of the things that has hindered this profession from growing is that we refuse to take risks. Like you have said, entrepreneurs are risk takers. But I discovered that our people don't want to take risks. My senior colleague has just asked a question now. Who is going to introduce us to these people? Sir, we are going to introduce ourselves. Enough of sitting down in the office, chief technology sitting down in the office doing nothing. Waiting for people to come and give them instruction. Please let us move out. Our job is not only in the laboratory. I appreciate this topic. Those who pick this topic, the Lord will bless you. It is long overdue. I have seen our senior colleagues who have retired from service. After 2 years, it's either they are gone or they are grown old like 100, 120. Because they retire, they get back home doing nothing. And GLT, like they have said, is a course that can sell us out. I will give you some examples, sir. I remember in my state, one of the private individuals wanted to set up a university, Mama Patedi University. And I got the information and I went there. I said, who is constructing the lab for you? Because they don't know. They just feel that when you want to construct a lab, they need just a builder and an architect. They told me that they are getting a builder and architect that will do it. I said, no, those are not the people you need. You need a professional who will guide them. They say, who are the professionals? I said, one of them is standing before you. Sir, that was how I got it. If I have sat down, they wouldn't know what to do. Please let us, enough of sitting down in the office as technologists. Our job is not only in the office. Let us move out. Let us sell ourselves. There are a lot of jobs outside. Another one, I had an opportunity to visit a private polytechnic anyway, just this May. And we were walking through, checking their papers. And I saw the lab. I said, this lab is not a lab that should be for a private institution. They said that's what they built for them. I said, who did the construction for you? They said they got a builder. I said, you need a professional to do this job for you. They said, we don't know who the professionals will do it. I said, one of them is standing before you. I went for an assignment from the institute. There I gave them my card. They have been calling me. What am I saying? Let us stop sitting down. Let us identify opportunities and utilize them. There are opportunities all around us, but we are waiting for people to introduce us. Nobody will introduce you. The professional body, we are the soldiers, we are the foot soldiers. And the function of the food to go out and sell the profession. Please let us wake up. Enough of waiting for people to help us. There are opportunities everywhere. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. This is high time we market our technological know-how. It is our time. Thank you very much. Please respond, sir.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, most of the issues raised have also been addressed by those who raised them. For instance, as a professional, you are the one to market yourself as an entrepreneur. You need to show your expertise by displaying what you can do, and that's what will attract others to you. But let me say something. If in your place of work, as a professional, I'll just listen to Mr. Boboye, and you see things going wrong and you do not say it. There's no way people will notice that you are a professional or that you know the right thing to do. You continue to say it, even if they don't listen to you, you continue to say it. I'm sure one day someone who understands can listen to you. Or when they make mistakes, they will come back to you because they know that you have said the right thing. I'll still stand on my continuous submission that we are the ones to showcase ourselves, and that you already have the skill, you already have the expertise, you already have the knowledge. Don't be intimidated by the system. Don't be cowed by so many people trying to pull you down or make you irrelevant. I think that's the right word. Don't be cowed by people who are trying to make you irrelevant.
because you are knowledgeable. I have examples of people who have made differences and impact in their systems as professional SLT people. And they are recognized all over the place. In terms of what one of the people said here, those who are supposed to listen to this lecture are not here. But let me ask a question. Is there any geopolitical zone that's not represented here this afternoon? Hello? Is there any geopolitical zone that's not represented here this afternoon? I want to take it from the larger perspective. I also want to agree or believe that almost all institutions in Nigeria have at least one person represented. How do we disseminate the information? It's like training the trainer. You have acquired the knowledge, you have had some things, you go back and then project it. That's how those information are disseminated, even though they are not here. The first person who talked, the Nigerian Institute of Science and Technology, as an institute, is already doing a lot in terms of curriculum development. Because I'm aware that there's no polytechnic in Nigeria that will talk about SLT program without making reference to the institute. And in terms of professional input, the institute is on top of it. The only thing is implementation at the level of the institutions. But of course, the institute is already doing so much to ensure that the professionals are given the adequate and standard training required for someone to be a professional SLT. That's the hallmark there. And finally, before I sit down, I still want to reiterate my earlier appeal, and that is that we should package ourselves. Nobody will market you. You are the only one who can market yourself. If you package yourself very well, maybe someone is saying, I went to somewhere to a birthday party. You know what they did in that birthday party? They put in a seed, put sugar, put granules, then put cold water, package it, and then it becomes very beautifully well presented that even if you don't want to drink that, you want to drink it. You package yourself, you will sell. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that answer. But for the privilege of those that are online, we have a question from online, and we don't want to deny them. Out of many, a big one. So the question goes us: why does the NIST members are not given opportunity for international study leave by test fund in Nigeria University? I don't know if it is our guest speaker who answer that or our Nigerian. Another person? Thank you, sir.
That's entirely true. Because I know that it depends on the institutions. I know some institutions where SLT members are even given opportunity to TED fund to even go abroad. It depends on the institutions and it depends on where you're coming from. But I'm sure SLT members benefit. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think the person that sent that question from online. No, all what we are doing now is online, and I think they are able to be satisfied. There is one plea that this presentation should be put on our webpage, sir. as somebody that has been there for easy access. Thank you very much. Having done this, please let's put our hands together once again for our guest speaker for that wonderful justice to the topic. Thank you very much. Now we are going out as an entrepreneurship or entrepreneur after this conference. Thank you very much. You have told us to find something to be able to market ourselves. Having said this, let me invite our DGC here for the award ceremony of a special, don't let me put it that way, but we have some dignitaries that we are going to give an award to in recognition of their contribution towards the development of science and technologies, most especially this profession. So to
know is to be able. NICT, Aston, I think by this junction, the issue of award is associational matter. So that note, I will hand over to my president, Pastor Ayo Omarilewa.
I said it at the beginning that I know there is at least somebody here who will leave this conference with an idea that will metamorphose into an international brand. At least if I don't know anyone, I know myself. Is somebody joining me in that category? All right, thank you for joining me. Very quickly so that we'll go for lunch. At Assumption level, we know there are so many people that are served severally in positions. They have labored, they have toiled, they have done so well for the association, and that's one of the things we are enjoying today. And we believe it's not going to be out of place to begin to recognize them and give them the honor that is due to them. We may not be able to do everything at a conference, but one after the other, we will be taking them as the opportunity arises. So this very afternoon, we want to recognize some of our elders and some people that has actually supported us, supported our cause in one way or the other, in a very, very abridged manner. I will want to start with Dr. Bolorusho Igudalo Ijabone, to be represented here this afternoon by no other person than the Director General, NICT, Mr. Yemi Gadigechi. So, a very brief citation, please.
Dr. Igudalo Olorusho is a professional scientist, academician, and seasoned administrator by excellence, hails from Edo State, and was the pioneer and immediate past general registrar CEO of NISL. He had his technical education at the Patenting College London under the British Council Scholarship, postgraduate studies at the University of Ibadan, where he obtained an MSc in parasitology, MSc in epidemiology, as well as a PhD. He also holds a postgraduate certificate in epidemiology from Charles College, University of London, a fellow of the Nigerian Institute of Science, Laboratory Technology, and an associate member of the Nigerian Institute of Biology. Dr. Jabone is the recipient of a number of fellowships and scholarships, which enabled him to undertake various advanced trainings and research programs at the Central Veterinary Laboratory, Weybridge, Surrey, UK, and the Institute of Parasitology, Free University, Berlin, Germany. He is an expert in immunology and epidemiology of parasitic diseases and has published widely in immunology and diagnosis of African parasitic, co-authored a book titled Introductory Epidemiology. Dr. Jabane lectures immunology and epidemiology in the Department of Veterinary Public Health and Preventive Medicine, University of Ibadan. In 2006, the federal government of Nigeria appointed him to be the pioneer registrar, Director General of the Nigerian Institute of Science and Laboratory Technology, which was established by the Act 12 of 2003 of the Parliament. As the pioneer DG of the Institute, Dr. Jabane had the onerous responsibility to develop structures from zero level to its present status. This he has done admirably to the commendation of the stakeholders of the Institute. He initiated and facilitated the commencement of degree programs in science, laboratory technology, and Nigerian universities. Before then, the universities were running science, laboratory technology training programs, which was beset with a lot of problems. At the moment, there are about 14 universities running the SLT degree programs across the country. It has 2 ministerial foundations for its outstanding performances, and a visit to the Secretariat of the Institute that justifies this fact. He also started and commissioned the National Helicopter Institute in Abuja for the gradual movement of the Secretariat to the Federal Capital Territory. Dr. Jabane is an epitome of ability and generosity, touching the life of many people who have had the privilege to have contact with him. He's happily married with children and grandchildren.
On behalf of Association of Science and Technology of Nigeria, the great technologists, we award the excellence, service of excellence to Dr. Idabone Kolorunso, FISL.
Thank you very much. The next award goes to somebody I remember so much, another statement, a father, indeed. Please join me with a round of applause as an invite per Samuel Ademola Akanti.
Samuel Ademola Akanti is a thoroughbred science, laboratory technology professional and a skilled administrator of high repute. He hails from Ikirun, Osun State, born on 24 September 1944. He had a secondary education at the famous Ibadan Boys High School in Ibadan and completed it in 1965 and got his first appointment as laboratory assistant in the Department of Pathology, University College Hospital in Ibadan. With this appointment, he began his training in the Pioneer School of Laboratory Technology Training Scheme, LTTS, University of Ibadan. He obtained both the ordinary technology certificates and advanced technology certificate of the City and Guild of London Institute of Science and Laboratory Technology. Thereafter, he went for further training in instrumentation at the Bristol Polytechnic, Bristol, UK in 1984. His professional qualifications include AISLT London, ANIST Nigeria, MIST London, MNIST Nigeria, FISLT Nigeria in the year 1997. He specialized in chemistry and biochemistry, where he distinguished himself in standardization, quality control, and assurance of laboratory chemicals and drugs. His career of over 40 years of technologies spanned through the Department of Chemistry, University of Ibadan, Power Mills, Nigeria Limited, and Papa Lagos, Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, and finally ended at the Department of Chemistry, University of Ibadan, where he retired as a chief technologist. His love and passion for growth and development of the profession is reflected of numerous engagements and participation in many programs and activities of the institute. He has served as lecturer and examiner in SLT programs in several universities and polytechnics in the country. On many occasions, he served as a team member, leader of accreditation, assessment of science laboratory facilities, and resources at universities and polytechnics in the country. He served on several panels to assist some universities to appoint the directors of laboratory services. He served as chairman, Miss Ilori Branch, and member of council between 1998 and 2003. He also served as assistant coordinator of the University of Ilori Science Laboratory Training Program between 1995 and 1997. A contributing history in the profession, where he was elected as a pioneer president, chairman of the new NISLT Council in 2004 under the new Act 12 of 2003. His full-time tenure, he led a very committed team. It established and executed landmark administrative and restructuring of the Institute's secretariat in Ibadan, with administrative offices, multi-purpose science laboratory complex, equipped with high-tech equipment, library with ICT facilities, and the conference room. Council chamber and the staff. Staff were recruited and trained for various sections.
On behalf of the Association of Science Laboratory Technologists of Nigeria, we hereby confer this award of honor and excellence on you, sir, in recognition of your valuable contributions to the growth of both NIST and ASUTE. Without much ado, we will by inviting the Professor Veronica Obatolu, they will be represented by Dr. Mrs. Funke Olawale. Dr. Mrs. Funke Olawale.
Professor Veronica Obatolu is a Nigerian, a professor of human nutrition, who believes in eating to nourish the body and not feeding the body. She is an exceptionally proficient research scientist with over 30 years of experience in community-based intervention programs. Professor Obatolu obtained a first degree from Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria in 1987, with an MSc and a PhD degree in human nutrition from the Department of Human Nutrition, University of Ibadan, Nigeria. She also obtained a postdoctoral fellowship from the Department of Food Nutrition, University of Maine, Rome, the state of Maine, USA in 1998, where her expertise involved the extractability of crab byproducts to address the major problem of the lobster and crab waste processing industries in the east coast of the US of America. Professor Bartolo is a member of the International Nutrition Society of Nigeria, the Nutrition Society UK and Nigerian Soybean Association. She is the first female executive director and chief executive of the Institute of Agricultural Research and Training Institute, Ibadan, Obafemi Awolowo University. The position she has greatly improved on through a leader's touch since she assumed this exalted position. A vast working experience as a food nutritionist in the university, Bayes Institute of IRT has enhanced her knowledge in dietary pattern analysis and food chain modeling to design healthy food products. She has gained recognition and honors through her works globally, among which are U.S. National Marine Fisheries Services Bureau. She's a member of multinational research hub on food security within the UN Habitat Partnership, University Initiative, and the 2011 Mentor African Women in Agricultural Research and Development Office. Professor Bartolo has also been recognized as one of Nigeria's most outstanding and impactful women in leadership. Precisely on Wednesday, August 2nd, 2023, she was confirmed with the Transparency African Honor and awarded the Corruption-Free Certificate by the Transparency African Organization.
We can do that. We can do that. Congratulations. Very quickly, we want to welcome to receive this award our host. I can call him our host. Please join me with a round of applause to welcome Dr. Adekoya Owosibo.
Thank you very much, sir. The professional survey of Dr. Adekoya Olatunde Owosibo. Dr. Owosibo was born about 5.5 decades ago to the family of Mr. Samuel Owosibo, who hailed from Agada Quarters, Ogobolu local government, Ogun State. He obtained PhD. He obtained the PhD in monogastric animal nutrition and management in 2007 from the same university. He enrolled at Orlando Kakitola University of Technology, Ogbomosho State, for MPA Human Resources Management, where he graduated in 2019. Dr. Owosibo is the holder of Bachelor's in Theology in Pastoral and Biblical Study from Life Theological Seminary, Lagos State. He is a reliable and multi-talented field user, registered animal scientist with a wide industrial experience in animal nutrition and management. He is a highly self-motivated, empathetic, and result-driven individual who is dependable and competent with strong work ethics and excellent interpersonal skills. He has served in key strategic and leadership capacity in the Federal College of Animal Health and Production Technology, Ibadan, which include head of department, directors of farm services, pioneer director, quality assurance, heads of unit, and chairman of several committees. Dr. Owoshibo is happily married to his actress, Mrs. Folakemi Owoshibo, and the marriage is blessed with 3 wonderful and God-fearing children. He is the senior pastor, First World Gospel Church, Oluyole Estate, and zonal superintendent for First World Gospel Church, Okebola Zone. Thank you.